Right, so we are going to be looking at vectors, and we are looking at how we create a vector from coordinates. So we should know by now that vectors are a way of joining one location to another. And it's our instructions on how to get from point A to point B. So that's really what vector coordinates are. So if we are given coordinates, whether it be in 2 dimensions or in 3 dimensions, then we can find how we get from one to another. And our vector, which is found, and we have a vector that describes how we get from A to B. Okay, so we write our vector as AB with an arrow on the top because the arrow is going from the A to the B. So that's saying it's the vector from A to B. And we work it out by doing B take away A. So we should note here how it's AB and then it's BA. And what we have is that B and A are the coordinates of 2 points, the start and the end of our vector. There we go. So yeah, A and B, or B and A even, are the coordinates of the start and end points. So we have a coordinate grid there, so we can kind of do a mix of the two. So if we have A, and we're going to say that A is -1, 4, and we also have B, which is going to be, so we're drawing A first, so A is -1, 4, and B, which we're going to have as 5, 2. And we can draw B kind of on the diagram there as well. So as you can see, we have our A and we've got our B. When we're doing our vectors, remember we're always drawing straight lines, but first we're going to find AB. So here we're going to join these two up, if I recall correctly. By the way, I forgot to put my microphone on when I did this the first time, which is why I'm talking over it as I go, so things might not match up entirely. But yeah, there we go. So A to B means we're drawing a line from A to B and the arrow is pointing towards B. Same as it is on top of my vector there. So to find AB, what we have to do is B take away A. And we write our coordinates as vectors in a column. So we get B, which is 5, 2, and A that is -1, 4. So we do our top one, so we get 5 minus -1, which is 6, and 2 minus 4, which is -2. And if we look to our coordinates, you can see if we start at A, we have to go along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 2. So perfect, along 6, down 2. You need to be careful because if we were going BA, what would happen is we'd have to go back 6 and up 2. So you need to be careful that the direction does matter, and it's always the second letter comes first. So now we've got an example in 3 dimensions. So we've got 1, 3, -2, which is Q. And we're going to have R, which is 4, 3, and 11. And this time I'm saying to find RQ. So when we write this down, we have, so RQ, remembering it's always the second letter first, so it's going to be Q. Yep, there we go, saying second letter first, so RQ means Q has to go first. So we get Q take away R. So Q is 1, 3, -2. R is 4, 3, and 11. So we do our takeaway, so we get 1 take away 4, which is -3. 3 take away 3, which is 0. And -2 take away 11, which is -13. So that is how we would get from R to Q. So we would be going -3 in our x direction, 0 in my y direction, and -13 in my z direction, whichever direction that may be. So that's us for this vectors video. Hopefully that's got you understanding how to create a vector from coordinates. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I will get back to you.